Trust. Hey, yo, this 38 Spesh, man. Right now, you tuned in to AllHipHop.com. Trust.
What's the word? Shit, man. Slap Shot here. Recording here at Times Square, live at One World Studios. I got a special rapper from you today. A rapper. My man, 38 Spesh. How you doing, King?
What's going on, King? How you doing?
I'm good. How you been?
I'm chilling, man.
All right. Cool. Fresh off a Christmas Day release.
Definitely.
Interstate 38.
Interstate 38 out right now.
That's a fact, man. All right, then. So I'm going to give you the backstory on, like, how I became familiar with you. I became familiar with you off of plugs I met.
Oh, okay.
I was like, yo, who is this person that has the audacity to out-rap Benny and Kiss on the same song? I was like, yo, all right, now I have to do some research here. Right. And I did some research, and you have, like, a catalog. You've been in the game almost, like, 2 decades now we working on, right?
Yeah, for a while.
That's a fact. Yo, I mean, how did somebody be so nice, stay underground so long?
It's all like a consistency thing and shit. You know, I always been nice, but I never really took music serious until the past 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So before then, I just was, a nice nigga that just liked making music. I just was passionate about it, but I understand the business of it. You know what I'm saying? And back then, the game was structured a little different, and everybody wanted to get deals, and so I never was consistent throughout all that time until 2018 when I released Stabbed and Shot, Son of G Rap, and then I started being consistent. So, that's one of the main reasons why I've been under the radar for so long and shit.
Gotcha.
You know
So was it something that clicked for you 2 years ago that made you say, like, I'm gonna go hard?
Of course, I seen music back shifting and people started caring more about lyrics and shit, and that was a comfortable place for me. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, it's time for me to, show what I could do.
Gotcha. And what you think has been the response? What you think has been the response since you were like, I'm gonna be more consistent?
People been appreciating, and I've been seeing growth. You know what I'm saying, and it's turned into a full-fledged, career for me. You know what I'm saying, as opposed to just a hobby or something I'm passionate about. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. All right. So do you enjoy it now that it's like a full-blown career job?
Of course. You know what I'm saying. I'd rather be doing this than all the other shit I was doing. You know what I'm saying. And it's a nigga dream, and it's what I'm passionate about. You know what I mean? That's what I'm great at.
Got you. All right, then. So I'm from New York. You understand, like, New York City.
Right.
From upstate. So I need to know, like, what is upstate like? You're from Rochester, New York. I'm pretty sure you've been to the city. What would be, like, the differences and the similarities between a Rochester and I'm from Brooklyn, like, say, for instance, just like the city?
Well, shit, man. It's a lot of differences. The differences is, no opportunity. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the major differences and shit. So that's where a lot of talent get unseen and unheard. You know what I'm saying? And talent on all levels. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's sports, rapping, any form of entertainment. just a place with no opportunity. But the ghettos is all the same. We all got the same stories. We all when we get locked up, we go to the same prisons. You know what I'm saying? So we pretty much all got the same stories and shit. The only difference is lack of opportunity.
Okay, got you. All right, then. So is that why you put together Trust Gang?
Well, yeah, Trust Gang basically was to highlight the talent that was in the area and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what that was for.
Got you. All right, then. So, my homegirl, she's a huge fan of Trust Gang and everything that you have on. Shout out to Madam Money. She wanted to know. She was like, "Yo, can you accent this for me? 'Cause I always want to know, like, with all the work that's been coming out from Trust Gang and stuff like that. Is it like, do you put pressure on these artists, or is it like just their own personal work ethic?"
It's really their own personal work ethic. I judge an artist off their work ethic, not just like their level of talent. It's how hard they work and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been at a point where I had a high level of talent, but my work ethic wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? And that affects the impact that an artist gonna have. So I judge an artist from off his work ethic, and everyone around me got a strong work ethic. You know what I'm saying? So the productivity is at all-time high. A lot of music is going to be coming out, with no pressure.
Makes sense. All right, then. So, Interstate 38, you've dropped a lot of bodies of work from thing for, like, the past 2 years, whether it be collabs or solos. What's the difference between this? What separates Interstate 38 from the rest?
Interstate 38 was more or less like a story and shit, and it was a certain feel You know, I took my time with it and shit. You know, the other projects I would whip up like in a week, sit down and just, you know, craft out. With Interstate 38, you know, I put a beat to the side from this producer, that producer over a course of time that I felt like all, you know, was cohesive. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, that's the difference between Interstate 38 and, you know, the other projects. I actually took my time with it, and I reached out to a lot of different outside producers as opposed to me, you know, holding down, you know, the whole project.
Got you. All right. A personal question for me. I want to know, like, yo, under the table, is that about a safe?
That's about a table.
That's actually a table. All right. You know.
And, you know, it's kind of, you know, I say it sound weird. Me and my kitchen table got a relationship. You know what I'm saying? That's how it started. You know what I mean?
Because you said it started empty, and I'm like,
that's
and
the table. No,
I'm
but
like,
that's the table. That's an empty table with nothing on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Right.
Yeah. Yo, when you rap, you could close your eyes and you could see everything that
I
you're talking
appreciate
about.
that. You're not the first person that told me that. That's how I write my music and shit. You know, I kind of close my eyes and I just visualize. I like to tell a story and shit.
Nah, there's a lot of specifications and stuff like that. It's like, yo, like this, like I can feel this too. It's like a first person video game. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it is. I'm there. You get what I'm saying? So, like with that, I think that might separate you from a lot of people. But who inspired you? Because I mean, I think like I've had people like visual storytellers before, but like you kind of like separate because I think it's like I said, I could close my eyes and I'm right in the spot where you're at. But who inspired you?
You know, I pull inspiration from a lot of different artists and shit. You know what I'm saying? If I was creativity and storytelling, you know, I would say like Nas and G-Rap. Like, you know, Nas' Undying Love was one of my favorite stories. You know, G-Rap Thug Love story was one of my favorite stories. Me as a writer, I always wanted to be able to be that detailed and that intricate. You know what I'm saying? But another one of my inspirations I would have to say is Pop. You know, because I always he provided something that I could feel, as opposed to just lyrics and you know, being creative. It was more or less like a feel. So, you know, I'm a mixture of providing that lyricism, but I make sure that you could feel it. You know, so that goes from the instrumentation and the beat to the way that I talk to you, to all that. So, you know, I'm all about capturing emotion.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. All right then. So, with your newfound success and also Benny's, is there any way we could possibly look forward to still like collab LPs?
Oh
from you
yeah,
two?
nah, I'm saying we got a few projects coming. We still got Stabbed and Shot 2 that's coming. You know what I'm saying? We got a compilation album that's on the way. BSF and TCF comp, you know, with both the camps and shit, called Trust the Sopranos. About to release a single off that, you know, in a couple weeks and shit.
That's fine.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, we always working and shit. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yo, is Ransom Trust Gang?
Definitely Ransom's Trust Gang. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. How that come together?
Ransom was one of the first guys that actually reached out to me and put me on his mixtapes back when nobody was checking for me, right? Then, you know, I always remembered that. So when I started to take things serious and I was working on Sonny G Rap, Ransom really wasn't rapping at the time. He was more or less doing the exec thing. But, you know, I always respected his craft, so I would reach out to him and he would send me a fire verse. So, you know, every time I make a project, he was like a shooter that I would go to. You know, I had a conversation with him as time passed. It didn't really make sense for him just not to actually, you know, be putting out music with that type of talent. So, you know, we just decided to join forces and start, you know, coming up with a plan to take shit over.
And he's had a resurgence to some point where I see people on Twitter like, he just hit his prime. People would say like he just came up on his prime. And we talking about a dude that was on Desert Storm Clue tapes.
Right.
So for somebody to be like, yo, he's just hit his prime, like, are you like, you gotta be proud of that, like, for some way, like, he, like, you got him to come out of retirement, like, on the exec side, and now it's like he's hitting new strides, and where he was always nice.
Right.
Now the music is matching up, and it's getting mainstream, especially like with the internet buzz and stuff like that. You gotta be kind of sort of proud of that.
Yeah, I'm just more or less happy, you know what I'm saying? Because he, like I said, he was always a shooter of mine, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just glad that he getting the recognition that he deserves. I'm glad that we all getting the recognition that, you know, we deserve and shit. Because, you know, this shit is discouraging, and we always get to a point where you know, whether it didn't really make sense. We was deciding whether if it made sense to actually pursue it and put music out. So to see that we get past that point and actually be getting the recognition, you know, that's very satisfying.
Got you. So what I mean, you say it can be discouraging and stuff like that. When it gets discouraging, like, have you ever said like I'm done?
I haven't said I'm done, but I thought about it. I have said I'm slowing down. I slowed down plenty of times and shit because it really ain't make sense as a up and coming artist until you fully understand how to make money off of it. It's gonna definitely be a struggle. You know what I'm saying? And that was my story for a while. You know what I mean?
So how did you figure out how to make money in the game?
Asking the right questions. It's always about asking the right questions. See, a lot of people would be around things and they'd be in certain environments, but they don't be inquisitive about the right shit. They be inquisitive about the wrong shit. And every time I was in the right environment, I always took the right shit from it. And, you know, I became a product of that. You know what I mean? I can't go inside of an environment and not try to figure out how things is functioning. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the main thing, you know, that separate, you know, me from other guys that's been in those environments and they capitalize.
All right then. So with the way the internet is set up now, and like independence is like super king at this point, where you getting the lion's share of your money. Do you search for like maybe a distribution deal for yourself for Trust Gang, or do you just ride out this wave that you have?
Well, you know, I don't search for no distribution deal. Like, I deal with a few different distributors. Like, you know, I got situations at E1, I got situations at Empire. But I'm more or less into ownership, so I'm not really asking for nothing. I'm more or less into putting up my paper and, you know, using the resources and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm not really looking for anything, but, you know, I know with consistency, we going to get the exposure that we need. So, you know, it's a timing thing.
Gotcha. All right, then I remember one of the origins is Son of Cool G Rap, right? What's Cool G Rap's opinion on 38 Spesh? Did you get that from him? What did he say? I mean, because you can see the similarities and the details and stuff of that nature. What did he say about you?
G-Rap loved my lyricism and my penmanship. G-Rap was, you know, mad that I wasn't getting the recognition that I deserved years ago. He was like, man, a talent that he said, man, I felt the same way I felt to you about Nas. You know, he was like, when I first met Nas, I just wanted people to hear him. I didn't really care about, you know, making money off him or signing him or nothing. And he was like, that's the same way I felt about you. And he would like make phone calls on my behalf and do whatever he could to try to make sure that I was heard because he appreciated my skill set. So, you know, G a good dude, man, and he like, you know, he appreciate what I bring to the table.
Yeah. All right, then. So, who would be Spesh top 5 dead or alive?
Excluding myself.
I mean, you know what, people.
Excluding myself and the niggas I fuck with, the team.
Yeah. Because people, you know what? People add them all the time. But if you had
Upstate New York,
could you?
Pretty much.
So let's do that. Let's top 5 Upstate rappers.
We ain't gonna just do it like that. You know what I'm saying? If we just was doing top 5 right now, to me, the people that I feel like getting busy right now, it would be me, Ransom, Shay, Conway, Benny. Period. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Like getting busy, like you know what I'm saying, right now. But my top 5 all time, shit. You know, the regulars, Hove, Nas, Big. I put Pun in there. And Pop.
Real New Yorkish.
Yeah.
Real New Yorkish. Got you. Who would be somebody I'd be surprised to catch you listening to?
Shit. Should be surprised to catch me listening to. Spice One. You heard? Spice One. I would say that, you know, me growing up, the area where I was from was heavily West Coast influence in the early 90s and shit. So, you know, I grew up listening to Spice One, MC8, and motherfuckers from the Bay Area and the West area and shit.
Really? That's yo. I mean, cause so go in the city, Hot 97. You ain't getting none of that. You honest, you had to buy the CDs. So obviously, like growing up for me, like you get the bigger ones, you get the Pot, the Dre, you know.
Right.
So Spice One, I ain't really catch on until maybe like cable TV.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Rap City, stuff
Right.
like that. And even by then, he was kind of like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so like I didn't know like Upstate was like heavily like West Coast influence.
Yeah. Well, you know, my area up in Rochester and shit, you know, like motherfuckers was hot. Man. Believe it or not, man, it was motherfuckers up there with Jerry curls and shit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers was heavily West Coast influence at a point in time. But I thought I was on the West Coast shit when I was a kid. The way the houses and shit was set up, watching Boys in the Hood, that shit looked more familiar to me than a New York movie. You know what I'm saying? From the way the layouts was, you know,
It looked more familiar than Juice.
Facts. Because where I'm from, you know, it wasn't more or less building based. It was houses and alleyways. You know
Okay, I could see that. Yeah.
So, you know, it's a different kind of environment, different kind of, you know.
Gotcha.
Right.
All right. Yo, I wanted to ask you this because as somebody that's so vivid in your rhymes, so Class, he has a song with Cass, and and obviously that was a big thing coming out with the indictments and stuff like that. With that and people now saying like it's easy to use like bars and stuff like that. Do you believe like for rappers that rap like and bar and like so like for fucking how can I say specific in their bars and stuff? Do you think that makes people change up eventually? Or does it have an effect on the music? Should I say? Would it have an effect on the music?
If people wasn't so detailed?
Yeah. I mean, will people become less detailed? That's perfect. Less detailed. Will people become less detailed with the thing with what happened to Cass and stuff like that?
Well, you know, I'm not really too familiar with the situation, but what I do know is that, you know, I think people gonna always speak their truth and shit. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on how filtered a person decides. That's a personal thing, but I think people are always gonna speak their truth, though. You know what I'm saying? And you know that's just what it is.
Yeah, that's you. Do you believe like that should be like like we should exclude like the music and stuff like that?
I think that you know as entertainers we should have the right to say whatever we want without it being used against us in a court of law. You know, I feel like as a film writer or any other genre, they could write about anything and use their imagination, and it wouldn't be used against them in a court of law. So, you know.
So, what are we looking for from you in 2021?
More music, you know what I'm saying? More moves and shit, more merch, you know what I'm saying? And I got a book coming and shit, you know, an interactive novel that I'm dropping later on in the year. And you know, that's it, man. We just expanding the brand and shit.
Oh, any more visuals from Interstate 38?
Definitely. I got Interstate visual coming, Route 38 with Camino, you know, investment pieces produced by Heat Makers, you know what I'm saying?
No, dope. Can we get one from Mule? That's my shit.
Word?
Yeah.
I got you.
I'm mad for that.
I got you.
So when y'all see Mule, just know y'all can thank Slaps. Got you, man. And before I get you out of here, man, just want to let you know, appreciate you for bringing bars back. You understand what I'm saying? I was supposed to ask you about, you know, your relationship with Fred Da Godson, man. Rest in peace.
Gordo, that's my boy, man.
Yeah, how did that come about and stuff like that?
That came about from Fred just being the genuine person that he is, man. You know, he came across some freestyles of mine, and he just reposted it. And
just off the strength.
Off of the strength. This was back when I was real quiet. I actually wasn't even putting no music out. And I appreciate that he did that. And I ended up meeting him in person not too long after that, and we just started working. And, you know, he used to just call me out the blue, like, bruh, man, I'll be having arguments with cats about how nice you is, man. You know, like he just would root for me on a different level and shit. So, you know, when I actually moved to the city, you know, we just started locking in daily, and we just started crafting and, you know, sharing information with each other. and just formed a bond and shit. So we got a lot of music stashed, you know, and we got a lot of music.
Oh, you still holding on to some.
Yeah, we made an album and shit like right before, you know, he passed.
Oh, okay. You ever gonna liberate it?
Yeah, so the name of the project is it's called God with a Gun, you know, and we're probably gonna release it later on this year.
Okay, I got you. That's fine. That's fine, man. Got you. All right, man. Before we get out of here, is there anything that people should know?
Follow me on all social platforms at I am Spesh, IAMSPESH.com. If y'all want any merch, y'all go to TCF.com. That's Trust Come First, TCF merch.com, tcfmerch.com. Make sure y'all hit that link and go support Trust.
That's you. Shout out to the whole Trust gang, man. Oh, shout out to my son Chef T, man. He'd kill me.
Oh, yo, shout out to Chef T, man. I forgot Chef T was the one that introduced us and shit.
It's an intricate part of this.
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all follow Chef T, man. One of the best chefs that I met. Trust.
That's a fact, man. Anyway, Slap Shot you, One World Studios, AllHipHop.com, and we out, man.